Hello everyone, my name is Jaybird and welcome back to 1000 Lies. Without any further ado, let's do chapter 4. Yeah, right? That's chapter 4? Yeah.
Why did you have to... Why did you leave the other day, Endon?
Shit.
Why did you leave the other day, Endon? We were at the best part. It might have been late, but it was your party. You could have at least said goodbye or something instead of making us do it for you. Why did you do it?
Okay, let's make one thing clear. What would you say if the girl had horns? Like a bull. Getting poked could definitely be an issue for sure, but it'd be worth it for a girl who's always horny. Oh my god. Oh my god. Did he fucking just say that? He fucking said that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What in the name of God are you guys talking about? Stop ignoring me!
I'm gonna pull back on her voice just a bit, you know? Because it keeps changing a bit, and it kind of sounds too much like other characters, so I'm gonna change it a bit, if you don't mind. And also, there's a loud-ass car or vehicle something outside of my house. I think it's a motorcycle. It's really loud, though. Give me a second. I have to see what this noise is. Alright, well, it seems to be gone now. Sorry about that. That was really loud. I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? We're still going on with the Ideal Girl Challenge we started the other day. Today's the Monster Girls edition. Wanna join in?
No! I'm trying to talk about something important here, and you guys are ignoring me and discussing nonsense.
It's not nonsense, Eva. Monster girls need love too, and I'm not about to be the one to deny it to them.
Just what I needed. You're siding with him, Aussie. Aren't you angry that he just put up and left after using your house for his party?
Listen here, Lamia. You know, the ones that are half girl, half snakes. Lamia. What do you say about them? It's the same thing as with mermaids, so I don't even care which half we're talking about. The Lamia would be the same, but without the water issue.
Hello?
He thanked me, Ziva. What else do I need?
You could at least pretend that you care about what I say. An apology, an explanation, an excuse. Give me something. After all the effort we put in, you left without a word and act as if that's normal. You're talking about girls that don't even exist.
A harpy, but keep in mind that just like full birds, she'd have a really short memory.
I was talking to you, Endon. Look at my face when I'm speaking to you.
Agitated, Ziva hits my desk and gets up in my face so closely that she's all I can see. Tired of her complaints, I breathe in deeply and wait for her to go away.
Sorry, I wasn't pretending to sound angry.
I'll tell you the truth if that's what you want. I left. The end. It's as simple as that. It wasn't anyone else's fault. It was late and I felt like going home. Now can we get back to the harpies? It was quite an important question. And my answer is of course. She could take me and fly around, and with her short memory everything would feel as if it were the first time. That's an advantage in a certain way.
I seriously don't understand you guys.
You don't need to.
Don't think for a second that I'm gonna give up just like that. the contrary, you've given me another reason to worry about you as my patient.
Are we going back to the patient thing? I thought we were finally done with that. You read my notebook the other day. I don't get why you keep going. Next, Aussie, what about a centaur? What do you say? She's more horse than woman. Come on, compañero. The writing joke is too easy even for me. Wow.
You only had a couple of chapters of a story about a wolf in there. It was a disappointment.
So you finally admit that you read it even though you denied it earlier.
Yeah, well, I read it. So what? I read it. So what? It was an awful story and I hated it.
Hey Ziva, I haven't read it, but could you try to make your critique a little more constructive? If he was embarrassed to show us, it was for a reason. Don't worry, Aussie, it's fine. I understand that not everyone will like that kind of story. In my defense, though, it isn't even finished yet. But what would you say about a slime? A girl with most of her body composed of a jelly-like substance. I don't know if you've heard of them before. So she's delicious in every sense of the word. Seriously, Sheer, you have to make this harder. In fact, Jell-O is one of my favorite desserts, especially if I'm having a bad day. I know a pretty good place to buy jelly desserts in town, too. What do you say, Ziva? Would you like to come with me? I'll let you vent your sorrows to me since you seem to be a bit angry about this.
I'm sorry, Ziva, but today is impossible. Thanks for the offer.
Come on, Ziva, you're better than that. First you complain about how plain my goodbyes are, and then you turn down Aussie without even coming up with a good enough excuse.
I can't, okay? I'm already meeting someone. You don't care anyways. You don't care about anything at all, right? You guys can keep it up with your girl thing. I'm going to get ready for the next class.
Ziva's acting pretty weirdly, isn't she? She's in quite the rush. I don't think I've ever seen her like this before. She's usually cheerful and never gets angry with you. Aussie's right. Ziva's acting differently today, and watching how she leaves, I can't help but wonder the same thing as my classmate. Who's she going to meet up with? For some reason, it's weird for me to think about her as someone who goes out with others, even though I know how popular she is with everyone. People fall in love with her wherever she goes. She's probably asked out almost every day. Then why haven't I ever thought about her in that way before? I have an idea that can clear up our doubts. A fawn girl. She has goat legs and plays the flute. I'm sure you won't accept that. One question. Does she have a goatee? What? No, well, I don't really know. Does it matter? It's important. If she has a goatee, then yes. If she doesn't, still yes. Why'd you even ask anyways? That is an important question, I have to say. If she has a goatee, yes. If she doesn't, yes. I'm dying. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Why is the game so quiet? Listen, Sheer, what do you say we go out for a while? We're always locked up in here. It'd be nice for a change. Luce drops that idea on me as she crumples up a piece of paper, then throws it on top of a pile of scraps in the garbage. I know that I'm usually the one proposing breaks every day, but some fresh air could help for once. It'll inspire us, give us new ideas, and those kinds of things. She lists her reasons, speaking louder and louder as if being as loud as possible will guarantee success. Then it's decided. Get ready because we're going out. I haven't said anything yet. I don't know where we're going, but Luce is so happy today that I don't dare ask. After how Ziva was acting this morning, I thought it'd be pretty much the same with the other girls, especially after what happened between Luce and I in the pool. That can be farther from reality. It hasn't even been brought up. It's as if it never actually happened. Maybe Ziva was overreacting earlier? I'm not that interested and I won't get anything from knowing anyways. So I choose to remain silent.
Careful there! Get down!
Luce grabs me by the neck and forces me behind a parked car. I'm hesitant to try to figure out what's going on, but I stay silent and Luce points to the sidewalk on the other side of the road. Fairly close to us, I can see Ziva and Dennis casually talking with the naturality you'd expect from two good friends. Or to be more precise, a couple of lovers. Ew. I already knew about their friendship from before the committee's meetings, but seeing them together right now leaves me speechless and paralyzed. I can't at all react to what's going on in front of my eyes.
No way! Those two are together! Do you think they're on a date? Ziva never told me about this.
What's wrong? Why aren't you saying anything? Don't tell me you're jealous. Why would I be? Don't make things up. I'm just shocked, aren't you? Not really. I'm more surprised about the fact that this didn't happen sooner. A while ago, when Ziva still went to my school, the two of them would always be together, and from what I've heard, they were good friends even before I transferred in. The weird part is that they weren't dating, and it didn't really look like they were up to it either. Really odd if you ask me, considering all the years that they've spent together. When I first met you, and after watching how well you get along with Ziva, I started to think that she was in love with you. That would have explained it. Ziva? In love with me? Are you kidding? Look, Sheer, Ziva's so beautiful, and what I don't get is how you don't love her. How can you explain that someone of her attractiveness talks to you and puts up with all of your jokes? Don't you think she has too much patience with you? You also put up with me too, so I could ask you the same thing. But I know how to keep you in check, you dumbass. Instead, Ziva just goes along with it, something that she doesn't do with anyone but you. I've seen you call her every name in the book, and even after all of that, she stays by your side and smiles. Don't tell me that you haven't noticed. I tried to refute her claim, but instead gulped loudly, unable to answer. What would you know about a woman's heart anyways? I doubt you even know how a relationship works. That's not true. I had a relationship once. Fictional characters don't count. I'm serious. We didn't get too far, but it did happen, I guess. You know that anime figures don't count as real living humans, right? Don't look at me like that. I swear it's true. It's not like I can really talk about them when I've only had one at this age, and you and everyone else has already been in a few, but not so fast. Who said I've ever had anything with anyone? Are you serious? None? Yes, is that a problem? No, not at all. It's just that you seemed so certain earlier that it caught me off guard. You okay? Don't talk to me like I'm sick. It's not something that I'm embarrassed about, you know? I'm not the kind of girl who would go out with the first funny guy that crosses her path. It's just so weird to see something like that happening. You've probably kissed a guy or two before, though. Don't lie to me. Luce looks at me and tilts her head sideways for a moment, then dismissively shakes her head. She protects her convictions with pride, but probably because of the private nature of our conversation, her cheeks turn red and she tries to distract me before I can continue asking any more questions.
Hey, they're leaving. Let's follow them.
Wouldn't it be best to greet them and ask what they're up to? No way! We have to catch them red-handed. If after so many years they've said nothing, then they won't suddenly admit it. Don't give up, or do I have to remind you that you stalked me a while ago? I knew you'd use that against me. And now we're stalking them. Keeping our distance, we follow We follow our targets all the way to the shopping mall. It seems that Alpha and Charlie are heading underground. I repeat, Alpha and Charlie are heading underground. Over. Roger that. The stairway to go underground is narrow, so we can't go together for this mission. Bravo. Bravo. Deploy and make an inspection of the field first. Over. Roger. Deploying. Wait a second. Who's Bravo? You're Bravo. Me? What if I'm caught? You'll be remembered as the brave hero you were. That explains Bravo. Makes sense. No! Don't worry, Bravo. I'll cover you. Wait, is that Claire? It's gonna be Claire. Finally.
Don't worry, Bravo. I'll cover you.
Finally, at least someone's going to be... What are you doing here? I knew it was Claire.
I've been following you guys. I've been following you as always.
I'm really worried about that, as always, part, but this isn't the best time to talk about it. Exactly, we may lose the targets if we don't pay close attention to them. Let's hurry up. And of course the last idiot is here too. Why didn't anyone tell me that the stupid parade's today, huh? I've been really worried about Ziva since this morning, so I've been following her. To think that Dennis was responsible. Tell me something, Compañero. How many years is a murder sentence? The only person you'll kill at this rate is me. Can we leave the chit-chat for later? We're losing them! We raise our heads in unison like a mob of meerkats. Unable to see either Charlie or Alpha, we all come out of our hiding place at the same time and make our way down to the lower level using the escalators. Traveling in a big group together isn't always a good thing because they're gonna spot you pretty easily. The atmosphere gets stuffier and our visibility decreases to only the neon lights of the arcade. My memories of this place as a child have been pegged as a paradise. A place where I could spend hours wasting money on racing and fighting games. Now, however, there are pool tables and TVs with soccer matches on them that take up most of the space. Only a few survivors from my time still remain here, most of them with signs stating that they're out of order, no one ever actually planning on reviving them. Nostalgia hits me when I realize that the world still evolves even when I look away. But aren't I also partially guilty for forgetting about this place too?
I can see them! They walked past the bar counter.
Following Claire's lead, we approach a counter located near the end of the room. It's used as both a lounge bar as well as a customer service desk in any case of the arcade machines start malfunctioning. God damn it! Our targets went past that area and are now hiding somewhere in the darkness, behind some of the arcade machines in an even deeper corner of the arcade. Worried about making a false move, we all stand near the counter as if we're interested in checking out the selection of drinks, while trying to covertly watch our targets. It's during this time that, from what we thought was an unoccupied counter, up pops a familiar-looking man as he cleans a glass with a white cloth. A muscular build, not a single hair on his head. Oh my god, it's the same guy! Oh my god!
Oh, something to drink. Something to drink.
It's the bald officer! Aren't you supposed to be finding people? His serious expression together with his impressive build makes us recognize him instantly. It's the same officer that stopped us when we borrowed Lucy's father's car to bring justice. He's wearing a really tight white shirt with a black bow tie, the kind you'd expect from a bartender in a movie. Hey boss, do you have a twin brother that works in law enforcement by any chance?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a very busy man. So if you like that, what can I get for you?
He might have gotten a new job. Don't you remember this guy, sir? You know, he was driving the other day.
What I said, what can I get for you?
I think I can see the glass he's holding start to crack while his deep voice drills deep into our bones, waking up even the most basic survival instincts in us. Let's just say that I'm scared shitless, so I can't help but try to meet his expectations by sitting at the counter and trying not to look like I'm following anyone. I'm too scared of what he'd do. I'll take a whiskey on the rocks and don't be shy, okay? Since when have you drank alcohol on an empty stomach, compañero? Shut up! I'm trying to save our asses and save face. You don't want to attract any more attention to us, do you? If we make ourselves look like tough guys, then he won't want to keep serving us or meddle in our business. This way we might be able to keep our targets under control. Do you understand? I got a notification on my computer. Ugh. I exchange looks with Aussie, who nods, acknowledging my words. He takes a seat next to me, resting his elbow on the counter with strong conviction, making his request and seeming full of himself. Bring me a gin and tonic. But no gin, and don't be shy with it. That's just a tonic then. Appearances, dear, appearances. You don't understand anything. And you...
Miss.
What? Me? Why me? The bartender suddenly stops cleaning, then puts his washcloth on his shoulder and carries the glass closer to a sink that we can't see under the counter. Silence accompanies the sound of the glass splitting into a million pieces. Yes, of course, then water is fine. No, I mean carbonated water, or whatever you want. Please don't kill me. The bartender's able to spread terror among us just by smiling and nodding, especially once we notice the next victim in line being overshadowed by him. Oh no, the short girl, nothing compared to such a humongous monster, nervously shakes from the great expectations put on her request at the moment.
I want pineapple juice.
We all astonishedly look at Claire for ordering something that no one would ask for in a place like this. Oh my god.
Wasn't the game supposed to be asking for healthier stuff than the previous order?
I can't drink pineapple. Or have any... Well, I can drink pineapple. I'm allergic to pineapple. I haven't had it in years. I don't remember what it tastes like. But I'm planning on maybe on my 18th birthday or something. Or maybe my 17th birthday, which is coming up, by the way. Next month, August 17th.
Who said that? Get out of here!
But yeah, I want to try it again. Because I haven't had it in years, and you know what? Who knows? Maybe I'll hate it. Maybe I'll hate the taste. But yeah, I mean, of course, I'm gonna have to have medicine with me. Because last time I had pineapple, I broke out in hives. So I'm gonna have to have some medication with me. I forgot what it was called, but it's like stuff for hives, I guess. But yeah, allergy medication. I don't know. It may have been because of the pressure in that moment, but I can't help but giggle at the absurdity of what Claire had said, attracting the attention of the people around me, including the bartender. Good thing that our friend here, the man of steel, decides to serve my drink with such strength that I swear I saw the whiskey jump out a few feet, causing me to forget about giggling as I see my life flash before my eyes. Cheer? Not now, I'm in a life or death situation. We're supposed to be going incognito. The idea is to not attract any attention. I knew it was gonna be them. Someone taps on my shoulder as they say my name, and of course, knowing my luck, it could only be Dennis and Ziva, both of them glaring at us with raised eyebrows.
Incognito, don't tell me that you've been following us, Endin.
No, nothing like that, Ziva. Who do you think we are? We're playing, of course. We came here to play video games at the arcade together. What else could it be?
Are you serious? That's great!
Ziva, it's obvious that they're lying. They got us. We exchanged looks and sighs as if we're admitting that we can only give up. For some reason, the idea of the four of us gathering is so ridiculous that we didn't even try to defend it. We already knew that Ziva was the core of our group, the leader, and without her, none of us would ever take the initiative. She, however, didn't seem to think that way, her face showing genuine sadness as we tell her the truth. Sadness that she tries to hide under her always smiling facade.
Did you think that I was on a date with Diz? No way! The two of us met up to organize a couple of things for graduation. We aren't the main representatives from each school for nothing, and we didn't want to bother you guys with every little problem that may arise.
To be precise, she was feeding me all of her stupid plans that, well, you guys will see them with your own eyes.
Why do you come all the way out here instead of meeting at the school like usual?
I get depressed if I spend too much time in the classroom, you know? It's not a bad idea to have fun while we talk about other things. This way is also easier to make it look like I'm listening when I'm distracted. You know how much Ziva rants, right?
It's better than watching you fall asleep while I talk. At least here I can keep you awake. Let's forget about that stuff for now. Why don't all of us play together since we're here?
Without even an ounce of irritation or disgust. On the contrary, keeping the usual coolness and keenness that characterizes her, Ziva proposes an offer that we can't refuse. You really don't mind what we did, Ziva? You aren't even a little bit annoyed that we doubted you? Your spirit differentiates you from everyone else. It makes you a unique and priceless treasure that only a few can enjoy for nothing. I'm Ziva, sorry. I'm sorry, Ziva. I can't help but to hate that part of you. Oh.
Sorry. Can someone please bail up?
The rough voice of the bartender causes all of us to shiver, one that makes us scared for our lives. Taking the bull by the horns, I turn around and face him as he stands behind the counter. I look into his eyes while I pick up my glass of whiskey. Don't worry, boss. I have everything under control. Aussie, pay the bill. What? Why me? It's been a pleasure knowing you, buddy. I'll take the others somewhere safe. I trust you. The sound of liquid pouring catches the attention of the sacrifice, Aussie and I turn my eyes only to discover that Claire's suddenly pouring her pineapple juice in with my whiskey.
Don't be so cheeky. Pay your tab, Sheer.
What are you doing? I was joking. I'll pay. It's not just the pineapple juice, the carbonated water, tonic, and even some snacks that came from who knows where. Claire pours all of them into my glass while my friends laugh. While they laugh, I catch as the color of my drink darkens, losing its previous magnificent golden color, now filled with bubbles and some other weird foodstuffs dissolving into my whiskey gumbo. I begrudgingly pull out my wallet and place it on the counter next to my undrinkable whiskey. Are you leaving it there? That's a waste of food. What do you want me to do? I'm not going to drink that. That'd be a great idea. Do it as an apology for leaving abruptly from your own birthday party the other day. You didn't even care earlier!
Yes, as an apology for stacking Ziva without her permission, too.
You think you can talk? It wasn't my idea in the first place. I'm in favor of that idea. Ziva definitely deserves an apology for how you usually treat her anyways. You just want to see me suffering.
Don't look at me like that. You can do whatever you want, Endon. I might have complained a little bit this morning, but it was just our usual back and forth. I didn't really mind.
Ziva takes a step back and shows her hands with an expression that automatically quits her of any charges, and that also makes me feel pretty guilty. I pensively look at the thick, orange, fizzy liquid that's closer to a witch's potion than anything else. Now I have to swallow that thing because of stupid damn peer pressure. Oh god, that's gonna make me vomit. I choose not to think about it any longer and inhale it with a single gulp, leaving my fate entirely up to destiny. Hey, it's kinda good. Oh my god, hey, that's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. Oh god. That's disgusting. Jesus Christ. Well guys, that's gonna be it for this episode of 1000 Lies. If you guys enjoyed this episode, leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye bye!